guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to give yourself a blowout at home. This is geared more towards long hair, but you could definitely get some tips and tricks for short hair. So I'm starting off with the heat protectant. This is by Moroccan Oil, and I'm spraying that all in my wet hair. And then I'm going to be taking a mousse, and this is from Redken, and it's called Full Frame. I'm going to put about that much in my hands, and then I'm going to scrunch that into my hair. And I definitely would recommend a mousse for a good blowout because it just gives your hair that extra volume and that little bit of control that you want to get a nice, good, smooth, and voluminous blowout. So I'm putting that in my hair and just scrunching it in there. And then you're also going to be needing a couple round brushes for this. I'm going to be using the one on the left mostly. The one on the right I use to style my bangs, which if you want to see a video on how to style my bangs, I don't show you in this because I have a separate video specifically for that, so I will link that in the description box down below. So I'm starting off by just going with my blow dryer and getting some of the moisture out, so I'm doing a messy blow dry on my hair, and then I'm going to go ahead and section off just by my ears back and section all that top hair up, tying it out of the way. And then I'm splitting my hair in two and pulling that over my shoulders towards the front. Then I'm taking my round brush and starting at the base by your roots, taking the brush and holding the blow dryer near the brush and blow drying all the way down and then kind of rounding out those ends. So when you first kind of get started, you really just want to get the moisture out of the hair. You're not trying to shape the hair too much yet. You just need to get it dry so it's not sopping wet. And then after you've gotten a lot of the moisture out, you can go in with your round brush, and I grabbed the wrong one there. I'm going to go with my bigger round brush, and you're going to smooth the hair out. So it's a little bit more repetitive and tedious going in with a brush, but it's what makes all of the difference. So I'm going from the roots all the way down, and then you can see I kind of round and curl those ends under, and then I'm repeating that on the other side as well. So I said this is more geared towards long hair because one, I have long hair in this video, and two, it's just kind of giving you the basis of a blowout. With short hair, you might want to be a little bit more strategic with how you blow dry your hair and hold your brush, but with long hair you can be a little bit more free flowing with it. The key to it is just rounding out those ends and just smoothing your hair out. So we're just going to keep repeating this process until that bottom layer is done, and then we're going to let the rest of the hair down, and I'm going to section off the next section, which is about by my temples, and then I'm going to tie that top hair off again, and then we're going to get to blow drying the middle section. So I'm just keeping with the same pattern and routine that I started with, just starting at the base and smoothing the hair and blow drying all the way down. And you really want to go nice and slow so the heat can get into the hair and start to dry it. So a key tip to blow drying your hair is making sure your blow dryer is always pointing down at the hair so it smooths the cuticle. You never want to blow dry with the blow dryer blowing up against your hair because that's going to rough up the cuticle, and that is a really, really big thing I see a lot of people doing at home, is that they rough up that cuticle so much that they end up making their hair frizzy instead of smooth. So hold the blow dryer down. It requires a little bit more muscle work, but trust me, it's worth it to make sure your hair is smooth and you're not roughing up that cuticle. So I have just kept blow drying my hair and let the top section down, and now when you get to the top section, this is where you really want to shape and style out any layers you have in your hair, and this is what's going to give you that really finished, polished look to your blow dry. So I take pretty thick sections when I blow dry them, just enough that you can hold onto your brush. And then as you see, when I get to the ends, I'm really concentrating on those ends and rounding them out to give it that smooth, rounded out finish so that the ends aren't straight or flipping out. You want to get them really nice and smooth. So I just keep taking the sections, going nice and slow, blow drying them, and then rounding those ends out. And as you can see, it really gives it that polished look when you take the time to do that. And then I also go and I blow dry the bottom of my hair and the ends of my hair again to make sure they're nice and smooth, because you know, as you're going section by section, you might mess up some of the sections and they might kind of lose that shaped effect. So you just want to go and reshape them, and then make sure you get the crown of your hair really good, because a lot of times if that's not kind of smoothed out, you can get some wrinkles and kind of curls going on there. So just taking section by section, and then when you get to the end, just really shaping out the hair to how you want it to look, because after this step, you're done. So that's the finished product. Like I said, I need a little haircut, but my hair is nice and smooth and it's got some volume to it. The video on how to style your bangs will be linked below, which kind of just finishes this whole blowout together. But I hope this video helped you guys. You got some tips and tricks, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.